Oh, hello. Welcome to Honey Badger Radio. Today, it's just going to be me, your airwaves, your tour guide into the absurd and half formed. I just want to remind you, if you are on the vertical stream on Badger Cinema, then you can go to see the horizontal stream at Honey Badger Radio. That's the main channel, Honey Badger Radio, because we're sort of splitting the thing. We're splitting the streams today, shall we say. So I have a very delectable item for you to peruse. It is a woman named Ginger. Well, we're really starting this off great. Ginger, who pretended to be a man on a dating site and hated what she discovered. So we're going to go through that article. But before I begin, once again, if you want to send a message, you can do so at feedthebadger.com/justthetip. It's the best way to send me a tip and a message. And if you want to support the show, of course, that's always at feedthebadger.com/support. Let's see how this new format goes. All right, let me just open that up. I pretended to be a man on a dating site, and I hate what I discovered. By the very, very forebodingly named Ginger. Okay, is everything streaming correctly? Is it moving? Okay, great. All right, I got Brian in my ear here. We're doing the whole CIA ops thing. All right, so as a 23-year-old woman fascinated by human behavior, and let's be honest, sometimes just bored and curious, I have those feels. I can relate to that so far. I decided to conduct a little experiment. One night, while mindlessly scrolling through profiles, a thought struck me. What if I were a man on here? I don't know why this is highlighted, but it is. Anyway, not just out of curiosity, but to truly see what the experience was like from the other side. So I set up a profile as a man, choosing a normal, non-flashy photo and a simple bio. No gimmicks, just observation. What I discovered made me uncomfortable. I'm guessing she got a little peek behind the lace curtain and didn't like it. 1. A ghost town of matches. As a woman, I've always been used to seeing new matches pop up fairly often. Sure, not every match turns into a conversation, but at least there's interest. But as a man, silence. Days went by with barely any matches, and I started overanalyzing everything. Was the picture bad? Was the bio boring? Was my Chrome not signed in for whatever reason? Okay, just give me a second here, guys. I got to sign in. Oh, I don't think I want you guys to see that, so we'll see what we can do here. Unfortunately, Chrome signed me out, so this is our very first technical difficulty with this new concept on the old channel. Just bear with me, guys. Good Lord. Brian, I think you might have to actually hit the button. Yeah, you might have to stay. No. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, very much appreciated there, Brian. Do you have the archive? Oh, could you send it to me? You sent it to me via Could you send it to me via Discord? That'd probably be the best. Well, as you know, it's not a Badger show without technical difficulties. Could you send me the Discord link? Could you send me the link by Discord? Oh, all right. Great. Oh, I got it. Quickly just saving this show. All right, there we go. Just make sure that this is the one that's being shared. Is it good? We got it? Oh, we got big casino ads now. All right, let me see. Let me just double check here. Make sure that this is all right. And yeah, okay, it looks like it's good. Looks like we got the archive link up. Sorry, folks. For whatever reason, Chrome decided to log me out, so I couldn't actually access the Medium article. Suddenly, in the middle of the stream, there were technical difficulties. All right. So we were at a ghost town of matches. As a woman, I've always been used to seeing new matches pop up fairly often. Sure, not every match turns into a conversation, but at least there's interest. But as a man, silence. Days went by with barely any matches. I started overanalyzing everything. Was the picture bad? Was the bio boring? Was I not swiping enough? Then it hit me. This is normal for many men. Yeah, it's normal for many men for dating apps to be complete wastelands. While women often receive an overwhelming amount of attention, men are left swiping endlessly, hoping for a response. What started as an experiment quickly felt discouraging. Now, I know that Brian doesn't like to blame social media, but I think that dating apps can be blamed. The way that they structure human interaction and how men and women interact with each other does not seem to facilitate any kind of actual connection, not on men's part and not on women's part. And the depressing statistic that I found was that only 1 in 10 relationships start on a dating app. And the reason why it's depressing is because most people, that's where they're hoping to find a relationship. And even if they make a match, it's unlikely that that's going to end in a relationship. Dating apps are useless. So just don't even, it's not worth it. Okay, 2, the matches that did happen were different. After a lot of swiping, I finally got a match. Relief, excitement, curiosity. Except within minutes, the conversation took a turn. She asked for money. I'm actually really wondering if there's going to be some serious enlightenment about at the end of this article, or if we're going to make a sharp U-turn into women have it worse somehow. Let's see. At first, it was subtle, mentioning a tough situation or hinting at wanting a gift to see if I was serious. It's interesting how they managed to, like, she said she's had this conversation and within minutes it was turned to money, but it subtly, seems like you can't be subtle within minutes, but okay. But as the chat continued, the intention became clearer. She wasn't interested in the person, only in what he could provide. What are the odds, hey? She goes on as a man, and her very first match is essentially a foodie call or a call to put some funds in my GoFundMe for my car situation or whatever. What are the odds, eh? And this wasn't just one interaction. Out of the few matches I got, multiple conversations had the same undertone. Transactional. It made me realize how different my experience had been as a woman, where men typically try to impress, initiate, or pursue, while here the roles seemed reversed. The roles seemed reversed. I'm sorry, guys. She goes on as a man, and she discovers that the roles are reversed because she's reversed them. Did an editor read this? Okay. 3, the double standards were blatant. Before this experiment, I'd been frustrated by certain behaviors from men. Shallow interactions, inappropriate messages, or expecting something right away. But on the flip side, I saw a different kind of issue. Dismissiveness and rudeness. I received responses that were short, uninterested, or even mean. One match replied, "Ugh, you're boring," after just 3 messages. Isn't that okay? So dismissiveness and rudeness, all right? No effort. Conversations were often one-sided, unless I said something extremely witty or intriguing. I got nothing in return. Transactional mindset. Some interactions weren't about connection at all. They were about what the guy could offer. Is anyone here being surprised by this? It was a harsh realization. The same complaints women have about online dating, some men experience them too, just in a different way. Some men. All right, so I think we're seeing the women have it worse creeping in. The same complaints women as a group have, some men experience, just in a different way. I don't know if she had an experience not out in this category of dismissive, rude, no effort, or transactional. She hasn't said yet. but somehow we are at some end. 4, men on the dating sites are exhausted. By the end of this, I felt something I didn't expect: empathy. A woman takes it upon herself to examine the male experience. And as she starts, she has no expectation that she's going to empathize with men as a result of walking a mile in their shoes. At the beginning of this, what the heck did she think men were? Automatons? Like, or just floating along the golden river of prosperity in their boat of privilege, never affected by anything? And she says that she was somebody who was interested in human behavior. Apparently, there was a gigantic area of human behavior that was completely walled off from her that she never even considered. We talk a lot about how exhausting online dating can be for women, and rightfully so. But this experience made me realize that men face a different kind of struggle. How is online dating exhausting for women? Like, can anybody explain this? It sounds like mostly women just receive stuff from men. They just sit there in judgment. Is it just because you get a lot of dick pics or something? Although apparently I've had feminists explain to me that the reason why I don't get dick pics is because I am a subpar woman. So couldn't that suggest that dick pics somehow elevate your status? I don't know. All right. So men face a different kind of rejection, struggle, constant rejection, pressure to stand out or impress, feeling like they have to prove themselves before being taken seriously. It's easy to dismiss someone as boring or not trying hard enough when you don't see what they're up against. But after experiencing it firsthand, I get it. It's really interesting. I still find it fascinating that she dedicated herself to walking in the shoes of men, but didn't expect to generate any kind of empathy as a result of having done so. Okay. 5, the human element is missing. Modern dating has turned into a game. Swipes, algorithms, engagements, metrics, and somewhere along the way, the human aspect got lost. Pretending to be a man in this experiment made me realize how many of us, men and women, get caught in the cycle of judging profiles rather than seeing people. I used to roll my eyes at guys who sent me simple openers or seemed too eager, but now I wonder if they were just tired. Yeah, it must be really tiring to just take a shot in the dark after shot in the dark after shot in the dark, be judged by 3 words, and never seem to be able to get those 3 words right to generate any interest. You know, that must be exhausting. And I guess on the other side, it must be exhausting to constantly be rejecting those opening salvos. Let's see, I don't think that the exhaustion is quite the same, but what this experiment taught me, this wasn't just a fun social experiment. It was a wake-up call. For women, we fought hard for respect in dating, but this experience made me reflect. Are we always giving that same respect back? Entitlement, dismissiveness, and shallow behavior hurts both sides. Is it really men that made this transactional, though? Like this, it seems like it's women who've decided that men need to be entertaining, that men need to have money, that men need to have X, Y, and Z, that men's company isn't sufficient draw for them to be interested in spending time with men or entertaining them. And honestly, women are the ones who set the bar in dating. Like this is just sort of like evolutionary fact. It's women women have the selective pressure on men. I'm sure there's also the reverse, but for the most part, throughout history, the selective pressure, it's right in the theory of evolution. It's female selective pressure on female mate choice that has driven evolution to a degree, also survival, right? But within the confines of survival, it's female mate choice. So women are deciding what they want from men and what they expect and whether or not they're going to give men attention and what that bar is. So to say that this is shallow behavior hurts both sides, there's one side that really has the power here and isn't really stepping up. And then you have to ask yourself, if you're a man going on a dating site and an actual relationship, actual companionship, actual love and desire isn't really on offer, it's only for purchase, is it really worth it? Okay, but let's go to her conclusion about men. For men, I see you. Online dating can be draining and rejection can take a toll, but keep showing up. The right person will appreciate you for you, not what you can offer. Just keep showing up. When was this written? Oh, 2 days ago? That can't possibly. That's in the archive version. Just give me a second. I'm going to find the apologies. I'm under cat attack right now. So it's going to be a little bit hairy for a moment. But I'm pretty sure this must have been written like only a few months ago. Although it crossed my desk yesterday, so maybe it was. Oh, March 2nd, 2025. So it was written this March, and I wonder if the steep decline in men even interested in a relationship has anything to do with this. The sudden, extolling men to keep trying. Keep trying, men. All you have to lose is your willingness to live. All right. Going back. Apologies. Scrolling. Why I'll never see online dating the same way again. This experience has changed the way I viewed dating apps forever. It exposed flaws in the system, but more importantly, it showed me that behind every profile is a real person just trying to be seen. And that's something we could all do better at, whether we're swiping left, right, or logging off entirely. Okay, that's really bland. Doesn't sound like any actionable steps. What do you think? Have you ever wondered what it's like on the other side of online dating? Or have you had an experience that changed the way you see it? Let's talk in the comments. All right. Well, on the whole, I think this is incredibly bland. Basically, it says, yeah, there are problems, but men should just keep trying anyway. Men should just keep walking into the meat grinder anyway. And, the timing is a little suspicious since men are really now opting out of even trying in record numbers. So is that really the solution to this problem? I mean, she's presented some real issues here, right? Now, if this is what women had to deal with in any aspect of their life, dismissiveness and rudeness, no effort and transactional mindset, in any aspect of their life, there would be a government program to try to end it, right? There would be campaigns. Don't be rude online. Make more effort, ladies, or men. Don't be transactional, men. That's objectifying. You know that's what would happen. But instead, the answer apparently to this is for men to try harder. It's really nasty, but what can you do? Just try harder. Just keep hanging in there, guys. Maybe one day you'll hit the magic set of keys that'll open everything up. Ugh. And no reflection on what women can actually. Well, I guess she said that women could be kinder, maybe. Are we always giving? She says, reflect on whether or not we're always giving that same respect back. Do you really think that's going to do anything, though? All right. So let's get into the comments. She's got 15 responses. She hasn't got a lot of attention, probably because she shows the least amount of sympathy for men. If you do that, you don't tend to get a heck of a lot of attention. All right. So I props to Ginger for making the effort into being sympathetic. So Amir says 23 hours ago, a woman writes something with a tiny bit of empathy towards men, and women with feminism in their profile reply to state that they have zero empathy for the men. Well, is anybody surprised? Like, feminism basically is zero empathy for men. Yet you all want men to be allies for feminism. Haha, no. Okay, I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to click the more because I have no idea what horrible technical difficulties will emerge from me clicking a link on this archive page. All right, L. Beatrice said, Men don't get as many matches because in societies where women don't have to settle and get married anymore, women are the choosers. Like every other species, females are the picky ones. The males are the ones who have to cast a wide net. So she's basically justifying the status quo and making it worse, supposedly. But how is it that she says men don't get as many matches in societies where women don't have to settle and get married? And it's like every other species. So wouldn't women also be the choosers in those societies as well? I'm guessing she's saying that because women don't have to settle anymore, they have even higher expectations and have even more men looking for a single woman to settle down, so that the bar has raised higher and higher. It's interesting how we never ask ourselves, well, what happened to just wanting men as companions? I guess that's right out. I mean, that was really the big sell. You remember? Anybody else remember this back, I don't know, a generation ago? I remember because I'm old enough, but the big sell for feminism was companionate marriages, right? Non-transactional marriages. Marriages in which the man and the woman was equal, they equally strived, they equally supported each other, they loved each other. There was none of this gender roles getting away, the pure spiritual white light love projecting from one to the other. You know, that kind of rhetoric. That when women could get their own jobs, they would choose men for companionship. And has that happened? No. And no, it's just higher. They got jobs, the bar went higher. OL says, all women deem 80% of us as ugly. With that, they don't want you to exist. You stay invisible to them. Your only service to them is to fix her car, mow her lawn, replace a circuit breaker and an electric panel, flush out the condensate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's really sad. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I mean, again, I appreciate that Ginger made an effort. An effort was made, but I don't think that it's really going to help much until we ask ourselves, have women really evolved? Like we constantly talk about men not evolving and women having evolved spiritually and women doing this, that, and the other, becoming better humans. But have they? Because it seems like they still want the same thing they wanted 60 years ago, 600 years ago, 6,000 years ago. They want a partner to give them material stuff. It's nothing about a spiritual relationship. It's nothing about moral guidance, nothing like that. It's just, yeah, give me stuff, give me bag, and that hasn't changed. So at the very least, can we just be honest that apparently in order for the human race to continue to reproduce, men need to have more material resources than women, because otherwise women will not choose them. And then we will go extinct. I mean, that's really sad. The alternative is that women could take a good, long, hard thunk about themselves and say, hey, what am I on this earth for? Is it to acquire the largest mountain of rotting crap that I can? Or is it because of the people that I love, the family I create, the people I touch? I don't know. I mean, maybe. I think this article might be a little too late, too little too late. But, props, medal for Ginger for trying, for giving a try, trying to make it work. All right, guys, I'm going to take a look at the comment section, our comment section, and see what you guys have said. All right, see if there's anything interesting. Actually, I should check to see if you sent any super chows. That would be cool. Nope, doesn't look like you did. If you do want to send me a comment that I can focus on, please go to feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Would be really appreciated, because I'm sort of on my own here, guys. But I'll see if you guys have anything interesting to say in the. Let's see what the vertical chat is doing. What is a vertical chat doing? Oh. Okay, interesting. I'll send you $100 if you smoke a rock on stream. No. All right. A lot of women take on one life experience and apply it to everything and everyone else in life. Well, what's really interesting is this woman has had a life experience, but doesn't seem to want to apply it to all the men involved, but does apply it to all the women. It's interesting. All right, Botch TV says, I mean, I don't know many men that are that transactional. Mostly I've seen it from women, but that's my experience based on my own and other people's experiences, I've been told. Yeah, I think honestly, men really just want to be loved and desired. I don't know anymore what women want. Like to 30 years ago, I would have said the same about women. Maybe a little bit more prickly about being loved and desired, but still sort of the same. Now I don't know. I think they just want their bag and to get his bag. All right, so smoke the rock. What the hell? Do you really think I need to have more energy? More nervous energy? Are you freaking kidding me? I'd probably explode. All right, so no super chows. That's the vertical chat. Let me see what the horizontal chat is doing. All right. Okay. Yeah, no super chows and not much going on in the vertical chat. We're not doing too bad, I guess. All right. So that. It was an attempt. An attempt was made, guys. An attempt was made. And again, I really wonder about the timing of the attempt, since we're seeing a lot of a decrease in men's interest in dating women. If maybe that might be an explanation for why we're seeing these. Just keep trying, guys. Just keep trying. You'll find someone before you terminally want to unalive yourself from all this rejection. Do you have any thoughts, Brian? Did you want to add anything? Can you actually speak now? All right, all right. Can't hear you. You weren't paying attention. All right. So guys, yeah, well tell me what you think in the comments below about this article. Do you think it's going to change anything without a serious call for reflection on the part of women on what they actually want? And if they do want men who can provide material goods, period, like they just want men who can provide more materially than they currently have, then we literally have to structure society so that we channel material goods towards men so that we can form families and thus children and continue to survive. I mean, this is obviously, I don't know how we don't see this, but if women will not form families without men who earn more or have more status or something, then we don't reproduce outside of patriarchy, or what feminists term patriarchy. We are literally incapable of reproducing outside of a culture that feminists would term patriarchy. And I mean, we could become a species that can reproduce outside of a culture that feminists term patriarchy, but that would require women to actually desire men as companions and want to come together with a man to build a life rather than just have that man deliver a life to her in a wrapped present with a bow. All right, so I'm going to double check everything again. Nope. All right, so I think I'm going to call it here because I don't want to belabor this. This is not a very long article. It's not a heck of a lot to discuss. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you are interested, please just leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you enjoy this format, it's a little different. It's a little fewer people, I suppose, just me. And no, I'm not going to smoke anything that's going to give me more nervous energy. You guys don't want to see that. I don't want to see that either. All right, so I'm going to say thank you for your kind attention. And if you want to send a message at any time after the show is done, you can do so at feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Tell me if you enjoyed this. You want to see more of it. Just me and my crazy energy. Oh, there is a super chat. Okay. Great Indoors gives us $5. Thank you, Great Indoors. You're always reliable. What's up? How's your book coming along? Any updates? Still working with the Void editor? Yes. What's up? I'm doing well. I am I'm actually working on the 5th chapter of my book. It's revision. Like this is like the fifth revision. It is a process. Who would have thought that writing a novel is exhausting? But yeah, I'm rewriting it. I'm on the 5th chapter of the rewritten version. I think it's going a lot better. The beta readers are saying that it reads more clearly, more smoothly. It's more engaging. I have a better, more solid grasp of the scene and sequel structure necessary for writing. And yep, I'm still working with that editor. I mean, currently I'm not working with her actively, but I plan to work with her again because she's really good. She is very her insight is biting and painful, and that's exactly what you want in an editor. So yes, I'm doing well, trucking along. All right, so again, if you want to send us a message anytime after the show is over, you can do so at feedthebadger.com/justthetip. And if you want to support the show, feedthebadger.com/support. I can hear Brian groaning in the back. That's okay. Just like, okay. All right. And I guess I'll do Brian's thing too. Hit like, share. Sharing is caring. And thank you again for your kind attention. And I'll see you in the next one. Again, tell me what you think in the comments. Bye.
Men's rights activists are machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have like a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.